Hello everyone, welcome to my new video. In this video I'm gonna show you how to create this in After Effects. Let's start. Okay guys, welcome back. I will add a vectors link and project files link in my description below. You can check it from there. So firstly, let's start with locking these layers. Let's select these 3 layers and lock them. Okay, and let's start to give animation with this light. Let's select this and press T. Let's make opacity keyframe and go 5 keyframe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's change it to 40. Let's actually delete this keyframe and move this one to here. And let's change it to 60. Go 3 keyframe, 1, 2, 3. Let's make it 35. And let's go 2 keyframe, 1, 2. Let's make it 65. And let's do some random keyframes. Okay, nice. And now select these keyframes, let's make them easy. And let's see. Okay, cool. Let's copy these keyframes with Ctrl C and Ctrl V for loop animation. Okay, nice. And now let's give animation to our outside. Let's go to first second and let's search for effect fill. And let's add to here. And let's change the color to sky color, like it's the morning. Okay, this is good. And now let's make a keyframe for color and go to the end. Let's change the color to dark. Okay, this is good. Let's see. Okay, nice. And let's select these stars and go to here. Let's press T and change the opacity. Let's make it 0 and go 10 keyframe with holding shift and page down. And let's change it to 100. And select the keyframes. Let's make them easy as. And select this last opacity keyframe. Let's hold alt and move to right. And let's go to this keyframe, hold shift and press P. And let's make a position for this keyframe and then go there. Let's move it to down. And select the keyframes, make them easy as well. Let's see. And select this outside, let's duplicate it. You can do it with Ctrl D or you can go to edit and click to duplicate. And let's move it to the up and click these stars and change it to alpha matte outside too. Okay, let's see. Nice, this one is more better. And let's select this position keyframe, let's move it to here. And let's move it to up like this. Okay, nice. And now as you can see there is some problem with the shadow. To fix that, let's go to FX presets and search for fill for it. And let's change the color. Let's make it like this. And let's select this shadow, press T. Let's change opacity to 60. Okay, this one is more better. And now we can start to give animation to our character. Okay, let's select this body, go to solo and go to pan behind. Let's move it to down. And select this leg left. Let's go to solo and change it to here. And go to hand right. Let's move it to here. And hand left. Let's move the anchor point here. Okay, let's select the neck and let's move it to here. And select the head layer. Let's move the anchor point to down. Or maybe let's move it to here. And select the microphone as well. Let's move it this one to here. And leg right. Let's move it to here. Now let's link them to each other. and select this hand right. Let's link it to body, and hand left, let's link it to body as well. And select this headset 1, hair, eyebrow left, eyebrow right, eyes, hair 2, mouse, nose, headset 2, bruising, and let's link them to head. Select this head, link it to neck, let's see. Okay, and select this microphone, let's link it to headset 2, let's see now. And select this neck, let's link it to body, let's see. Nice. And now let's start to give animation to it. Let's start with hand right and go to solo. Let's go to puppet pin and make puppets like this. Okay, and then go to window and DUIK Angela. Okay, let's move it like this. And also, if you don't have DUIK Angela, you can check my description below. I have a video about how to get it. And from DUIK Angela, just go to new constraints and then go to here. Let's select these all puppets and press the add pins and click ignore. Okay, nice. Let's select this pin 3. Let's link them to each other. Okay, nice. And now select these pins and go to auto rig and click ignore from there. Okay, nice. Let's see. Nice. Our rig for hand right is done. Let's close this one and go to here. Let's change this name to controller right. And let's select this pin 1 and link it to body. Now let's go to solo and this controller as well. And let's do the same for hand left. Let's select this hand left and go to solo. And select this puppet pin and let's make pins like this. And select this puppet from here and go to links and constraints and click to add pins and click ignore. Okay, nice. And let's link them to each other. And let's close the hand left and select this pin 1 and link it to body. Now let's select these 3 pins and click to auto rig. Click ignore. Okay, nice. Let's change this controller name and let's name it to controller left. And let's go to unsolo. Let's close this DUIK Angela panel because we will not use it anymore. And let's see how it works. Nice. And let's select these pins and click here to remove them from there and click here to hide these pins. Okay, nice. And now let's start to give animation to it. Let's go to this controller right and press P and let's zoom a little bit and make position keyframe. Go for keyframe 1, 2, 3, 4 and let's move it to here and go some keyframes. Let's move it to there and go some keyframe again. Let's move there and let's do the random keyframes and let's copy the first keyframe and Ctrl V. Select the keyframes and make them easy. Let's see. Okay, it's a little bit fast. Select the keyframes and hold Alt. Let's move to the right. Let's see now. Okay, select the keyframes and hold Alt and move to the right a little bit more. Let's see now. As you see, there is some problem with keyframes. So select the keyframes and right mouse, go to keyframe interpolation and change this to linear. Click OK. Let's see now. Okay, nice. Now select the keyframes and let's copy and Ctrl V for loop animation. See? Let's select this keyframe and delete from here. And delete from here as well. Okay, nice. Now go to controller left and let's press P and make position keyframe. Let's make random keyframes for it as well. Let's zoom and make it like this. And now select the first keyframe and Ctrl V to here, and select keyframes, make them easiest. And let's hold Alt and move to the right. Let's see. Okay, it's fast, so select keyframes and hold Alt. Let's move to the right a little bit more. Let's see. Okay, let's select this keyframe and let's move it to left a little bit because that's a lot. Let's see. Nice. And now select these keyframes and let's paste again for loop animation. Okay, let's see it full. Nice, it looks good. And now let's give animation to our head. Go to here and press R, make rotation keyframe, go to 10 keyframe with holding shift and page down. Now let's change it to -6 and select keyframes and make them easy. And go this keyframe and hold shift and press P, make position keyframe, go to 10 keyframe and make a static keyframe for it, and go to the center. Let's move it to down. Let's select these keyframes and make them easy. Let's see. Okay, nice. Let's make static keyframes and go to 10 keyframe. Let's change the rotation to and make static keyframe for position. Select this middle position keyframe and paste here. Now let's do the same. Go to 10 keyframe, make static keyframe for position and change the rotation to -8. And go to the middle. Let's copy this position keyframe and Ctrl V and go there. Let's do the same and make static for position and change the rotation to 4. Go to the middle. Let's copy this keyframe. And lastly, go there and make static keyframe. Go to 10 keyframe. Let's press here and change the rotation to -2. And select this keyframe. Let's go to the middle and paste. Let's see. Nice. And now let's go to here and select this body, press R and hold shift, press P. Let's make keyframes and go to 10 keyframe. Let's make static keyframe for position and go to here. Let's move it to down a little bit. And let's change the rotation and let's change it to -2 and select the keyframes, make them easy. Let's see. Nice, and go there. Let's select these keyframes, Ctrl C and Ctrl V, and select this last rotation keyframe. Let's paste here and change this rotation. Let's make it to +1. Now let's paste again and do the same. And let's change it to -2. And let's copy them and paste this rotation and change it to +2. And as you see, there is some problem, so to fix that, let's move position to down and let's copy them, go to here, let's paste it and copy this rotation as well and position to, and go to here, let's change it to -1 and select this position keyframe. Let's paste to here. Let's check it. Nice. Now let's give animation to our eyes. Go to here and press S. Let's make scale keyframe and click here. Now let's go 3 keyframe, 1, 2, 3. Let's make it 20. and go 3 keyframe again and make it 100. Select the keyframes and make them easy. And let's move it like this. And let's copy the keyframes and paste for each rotation keyframe. And also let's give the position keyframe to our eyes. Let's hold shift and press P and make position keyframe. Go to less scale keyframe. Let's move it to here. And select the keyframes, make them easy. And let's move this keyframe to here. Nice. Let's go here and make static keyframe for position. And go there. Let's move it to up. And go this keyframes. Let's make static keyframe for position. Go to here. Let's move it to down again. And let's do the same. And lastly, let's copy this keyframe and Ctrl V there. Nice. And now let's do the same for our eyebrows, but before we're gonna do it, let's go to solo and change anchor point. Let's move it to here. And eyebrow right. Let's move it to here. Okay, select these both eyebrows, press P and make position keyframes. And go to here. Let's move them like this. And select the keyframes, make them easy. And let's go there, let's make static keyframes. And go to here. Let's copy these keyframes and paste. And now select these eyebrows, let's hold shift and press R. Make rotation keyframes. And go to here. Let's change it, this one's rotation like this. And this one like that. Okay, let's make static keyframe position and go to here. Let's move them like this. Select the rotation keyframes and make them easy. Let's see here. Okay, nice. And go there. Let's make static keyframe for both eyebrows and go to here. Let's change the rotations to 0 and select this position keyframe. Let's paste for there. Nice. And lastly, go there. Make a static keyframe for positions and go to here. Let's move them to up. Now let's set full. As you said, there is some problem with the eyebrow left. Let's change this one's position. And let's move it like this. And copy this keyframe. Let's paste to here. Okay, nice. Now select this bruising. Let's go to here and press T. Make an opacity keyframe. Change it to 0. And go to here. Let's make it 100. And select keyframes. Make them easy. So it will give the tired animation. Or maybe let's move it to here. Okay, nice. And select this microphone. Let's go to here and press R. Make rotation keyframe for it. Now let's change the rotation like this and make the keyframes easy. And go here. Let's make static keyframe for rotation and go 10 keyframe. Let's make it -2 and go here, make static keyframe again, go to 10 keyframe. Let's make it 4. Let's go here make static keyframe again, go to 10 keyframe. Let's make it -4. And lastly go here, let's do the same and change rotation to 0. And now let's give animation to our clock. Let's see the layers, okay, and select this one. Let's go to pan behind and move the anchor point to here, and select this clock too. Let's move the anchor point to here, and select this both clock 1 and clock 2. Press R, make rotation keyframe. Let's change this clock 2 like this, and clock 1 like that, and then go to the end. Let's change it 10, and this one, let's move it to here. Let's see. Let's select this clock 2 and move it to here. So it will be more better. Nice, and select this clock line 1 and 2. Press R, make rotation keyframes. Go to the end and change this one 5 and this one 8. And let's add the motion blur to them. Let's see. And select this clock 1 and clock 2. Let's move it to the up to here. Let's see it. Nice. And lastly, let's give some details. Let's select this monitor line. Let's see. Okay, and let's add fill effect to it. And let's go to first second, make color keyframe, and press U to see the keyframes. And let's go to first second, let's give the RGB effect to it. So let's select the green and go to here. Let's change it to blue and click OK. And go to 3 second, and let's copy the first keyframe and Ctrl V. Let's make the keyframes easy as. Let's see. Okay, it looks RGB effect, but let's select the keyframes and hold out. Let's move to the right, so it will be more slow. Okay, this one is more better. And select keyframes. Let's Ctrl C. And Ctrl V for the loop animation. And let's do the same for fan colors. Let's select this case fan line, and let's add fill color, and let's make a keyframe for it, and let's start with the blue and click OK and press U, go to first second, and let's change it to red and go to here. Let's make it green and go to here again. Let's copy the first keyframe and Ctrl V. Let's make the keyframes easy as, and let's hold that, move to the right a little bit, and let's copy them for loop animation. Nice, let's copy it and let's paste for case fan 2 as well. Let's see. Nice. And lastly, let's give animation to our pan, and let's select this case 1, let's duplicate it, let's go to edit and duplicate, and let's move it to here. Select this fan 1 and click to here and click to alpha matte the case 1. And now go to here, let's select fan 1 and press R, make rotation keyframe, go to the end, let's make it -10. Let's see. Okay, it's a little bit slow. Let's make it -20. Let's see now. Nice, let's enable the motion blur. Let's see. Nice. And let's do the same for fan 2. select this case fan and Ctrl D, and let's move it to up. Select this fan too. Let's make the alpha matte case fan, and press R, make rotation keyframe, go to the end, and let's change it to -20. And let's enable the motion blur to here as well. Nice. Okay, now let's check the full animation. Nice, it looks cool. So guys, thanks for watching my video. Please don't forget to subscribe channel and leave a comment in my video. See you in the next videos.